I just got these boxes full of Star Wars The Bad Batch minifigures. In this video, I'm going to be creating as many characters as I can from my favorite new Star Wars show, The Bad Batch. We're going to be customizing ones that are in old sets, showing you some new custom minifigures on characters that have never been made in LEGO. So with that said, let's get into it. So this is the Bad Batch shuttle parked around some clone troopers, and this is a package from my boy over at Jonak Toys. We're gonna be unboxing this, showing you some stuff, so let's get started. Now, if you wanna buy any of the stuff you see in this package, you can use my code RStuds and you save 10% at checkout. It helps out the channel a ton. And there's a really cool character in here in particular, and they have a bunch of stuff that I know he sent me over, and I wanna give a huge thank you to Jonak for that. But let's get started. Now, he sells these fully custom printed minifigures that are actually really affordable relative to a lot of the ones out there. They're specially printed on his base, and that's really epic. Jonak is a really great guy. He has some really great products. The first one we have here is Commander Cody. I believe the quality is called UV printing, which is a certain type of printing. It's probably a little tiny bit grainier than, say, like the ones like Clone Army Customs, which we'll get into later in this video, but it is a great minifig, and I am excited to dive in. And I'll even give him a blaster as well. So Cody's whole shtick is that he's kind of just gray in the Bad Batch. He works with Crosshair in a Season 2 episode. We've yet to see him this season, but this is a great minifigure, and if you want to see my theory about why I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of Commander Cody, probably in this armor type, you can check this video. I have a full theory. It's very epic, and I just love Commander Cody. Now, there are a lot of other clone troopers serving in the Empire, so we're going to take a look at those. Now, this is a Mayday minifigure from Jonak Toys. He's the only one I'm aware who actually has a fully custom printed one ready to be purchased. The only caveat is he does not have an exclusive helmet for him yet, and I'll explain why in a second, because he is quite a unique character. So here he is. I gave him a little blaster here. He is just such a great character. I believe Maydayfig is a YouTuber who's just been doing a lot of great clone stuff recently, so I'll recommend his channel. But it is really just neat because he had such a cool arc in that episode, and I really would love LEGO to do him. Now, the issue is I was talking about earlier, he does not have a helmet. We have a solution you might have seen. This is a Clone Army Customs helmet. They make this. There's a separate product you buy on their website, and we'll show you more of the stuff we got in the CAC haul later, but it matches perfectly. You have a beautifully functioning Mayday. It was a terribly sad scene. I would have preferred this probably be in the 2020 style. The reason I think they weren't made is because it has to have that full wrap around printing with the bandages and everything. Really sad what happened to my boy. You know, Crosshair, obviously, a little traumatized. He lost his best friend, so we'll put him with some of the other Empire troopers. And to go with him, I thought it would be appropriate to do Hemlock, who is just like the most evil human ever to exist in Star Wars, including Emperor Palpatine. I tried to give him his little fur thing that he has going on, like this. The issue is then you lose the helmet, which I prefer the torso and having the helmet over having the little I guess fur coat, whatever you would call that. Still cool to have them all together, and I will put Crosshair with the set just to give everyone painful memories of that just terribly sad episode. Now, this is the Season 2 Tantis Squad. You might be wondering, who are some of these people? This is Captain Wilco. It's a very simple figure to make because all you have to do is buy a really easy black cloth. They have them on Jonak Toys, and even if you don't want to use that, they have them on Clone Army Customs as well. And then you just put him on one of these clone trooper guys, and he's really simple. Now, you might not remember him, but I'll give you a hint. He kind of got whacked off the side of a building by Admiral Rampart. This is the guy who Palpatine kind of arrested and like had killed or whatever. Luckily, because bad guys in Star Wars are kind of generic, all you gotta do to make him into Dr. Hemlock is switch out his hair, and boom, it's like the same guy. Nothing changes tangibly, other than Captain Wilco is not killed, which is nice. And he has some guards, which we're gonna build from Jonak in a second, but that's very cool. Now, we also have Scorch. There's not much you could do in terms of a official LEGO Scorch. You gotta go custom. I went all out and got the full wraparound printing $30+ Clone Army Customs one. It's gorgeous. It's a great figure. If it's worth the price to you, go for it. I don't know if it's worth the price, but I got this for Season 2, and I loved it. I also got a Kaminoan. I'm going to say this is Nalase, even though it is Tan Wee, technically. The reason is because there's no real torso that would transition well. I could get some orange highlights on there, but there are so few Kaminoans and figures of this type to choose from with this coloring. Nothing just would have worked, so I think this passes perfectly fine. And then you have Omega. Why is she here? She's not a villain. Wait. It's very simple to make her a villain. All I have to do is take off this, take off that, give her some tall legs, and take off her hair, and give her some hair, and boom, you have Goggleless Emery. Now, why does she exist? I don't know. Now, really, this is Omega's face. If you want to use that, personally, I think Tex actually looks better. The issue is he just does kind of have those more, what would you call it, masculine cheekbones and the green highlights. So it doesn't work as well, but you do have a full, nice setup of guys here. Now I want to show you some of the exclusive Tantis commandos. Okay, so these guys are pretty legit and also pretty simple. Now, I guess a minor criticism I'd have of this particular design is there is no physical backpack, but I also understand why. A, it keeps costs down, and B, that's what Lego probably would have done. They are printed on, but with the helmets, it's not perfect. Now, you can make it ever so slightly better. Like I could do this, where I just give them a little bit of a backpack. It's nothing crazy, but these are all over Lego. And they also match the little head, so that's nice. And they gives them a little more definition. The issue is really commandos need some level of armoring. Now, I don't have any special custom Wrecker style armor for them that matches their color, like this. See that? That's what a commando really needs. But we do have guns for them, and they could defend the boys. And let's see how that looks. All right, so I gotta be honest, as a squad, these guys look pretty epic, and once you take out Scorch, they still look pretty epic. I mean, oh man, I just love this formation. I love the Bad Batch. Now, with poor Wilco over here, I think I'm gonna put him with Commander Cody's boys, just because he's like innocent and he's like kind of a good guy, but he's still with the Empire, supposedly. And then I'm gonna put all these guys somewhere where they can't get to our boys. Now, another commander that's been alive since Season 1 and has really become a fan favorite is Captain Hauser. Now, I have two variants of him, both of which are outdated. Now, obviously, in Season 1, he wore this gorgeous armor. This is the more realistic Lego version, and this is the, in my opinion, superior looking Clone Army Customs version. The difference is this one is actually, I believe, printed on the torso with a decaled helmet, and then this one is a fully printed with a special mold on his Print Tech Workshop, I guess what would you call that, comma, which is epic, by the way. Now, personally, I think I prefer the look of this with the helmet of this. But that does cause some issues because in the recent episodes, Hauser looks a little different. First off, I don't really know why the Lucasfilm effects department can't just add commas anymore. Second off, he does have an epic hairpiece that you can use from Kazuda Xiono. Now, first thing I'm going to do is take this off because that is more accurate to what he had in the recent episode. He also did not wield his usual blasters. He dual wielded like Captain Rex pistols. So we could give him some of those, and I thought that was a great thing for him. He had the same armor plating, but again, the printing would be different if they were to do a more modern version of him. The closest thing I could find was this cloth to what he actually wore in the episode. He wore straps, and there was like a thing at the center, kind of. He's very strapped. So I'm going to place this on. All right, so here's Captain Hauser. He's pretty epic. I know it's not that weird strap-on thing he had, like the Captain Rex kind of bandolier, what would you call it? That's kind of what he had, this thing right here. But I'd say this looks pretty darn close because he did have the straps down, just not all the way down. He kind of had them around his shoulders. I'm excited to see the custom community go nuts with him. He obviously defected in the Rex's rebellion. In terms of Captain Rex is here, and he's epic, and he has his cloth and everything, but he doesn't get to wear that anymore because apparently, again, the effects department just kind of gave up on those, so I don't know what the deal is with that. And I'm not using the Venator one just because I know people like don't want to spend the kind of money on that, and it has the thing printed on it, the cloth. So that is your Captain Rex. He's very bare bones. It's a little uncomfortable to deal with, to be perfectly honest. And I'm going to give him this helmet. Very epic. Now, something interesting. And I'm going to reach into the Clone Army Customs box because we have our first custom figure I've bought exclusively for this video, and it is Nemec. Now, these are some of my favorite new characters. I loved that Captain Rex had a whole squad, and I wanted him since he was in the last season of the Bad Batch. And LEGO obviously hasn't made one. Clone Army Customs, it took forever to finally do one. They did him and Fireball, but they were both $30-something, and I did not want to spend $60 on 2 clone troopers. So I got Nemec, and of course, he died, he died in the very most recent episode of the Bad Batch. This was the best interpretation of him I could get. It's a very detailed model. It is gorgeous. Look at that full wraparound printing. They killed it, and I don't think we ever saw his face. New character, very exciting. Fireball actually was a character, and I really wanted to get him, but again, $30 seemed like a lot. I'm excited to have this clone squad, almost as much excited as I am to be getting Commander Wolf, who is still with the Empire. Now, this is the Jonak Toys version. I believe his is only the torso and legs that he sent me. He didn't have the helmet or something, so I had an extra helmet lying around for Commander Wolf. He still dual wields, I'm pretty sure, but I'm running out of pistols, specifically on our boy Captain Hauser, who looks epic with them, by the way. Everyone looks epic with dual pistols. So Wolf's here. He's fully printed. He doesn't have the cloth, so maybe I'll peel that off of my Clone Army Customs torso one. And there he is with the cape. Wolf looks epic. We'll put him with the boys because I assume he's going to be joining up soon. Or maybe I'll actually, you know what, for now I'll put him with Cody and Wilco. One of those guys is dead. Total side note. Now we have another guy, and it's Gregor. Very simple. I gave him some first order armor. He looks legit. And now Rex's squad is almost done, but I did want to include Echo because he's now more a member of Rex's squad than, say, the regular Bad Batch. But don't worry, we'll get to all of them as well. This is the Clone Army Customs version. Of course, LEGO did their official version, to which I modded to my own particular specifications. He has special arm printing, which you can get on Firestar Toys, and it does look great. And they also have an even better mod, so you have the hand. You'd put in a regular hand. I actually added a little, that was a custom bit, so that way he has the drill bit, because I just think it makes it so much cooler when you go up to a battle droid and drill into his face. He also does have the better face on the official one than the Clone Army Customs one, in my opinion. I think it's night and day. LEGO just is better at printing these types of things. Even though you do get the little headband thing back here, you don't get that with the Clone Army Customs one. Overall, just a much better print. Now, this Echo is great because it comes with an exclusive arm mold. You can even buy that arm separately on Clone Army Customs website, as well as the backpack if you just want to pimp out the regular LEGO one without paying for the torso or the legs. You get all those parts separately, which is nice. Echo is obviously a very hyped character. If you want to use this helmet from LEGO, you can. It's just fine. Again, personally, I think this one looks far better. All right, so that is Captain Rex's squad, and I'd like to get into our main guys, the Bad Batch. We've gotten Hunter, obviously, from the Bad Batch, as well as Wrecker. They are the kind of the main two boys who have been running with the squad. Omega I had taken apart for Emery already, so I'm going to use this custom one. I was sent by Firestar Toys. Then there's our boy Tech. And then we have Crosshair, and I guess I'll put Echo in here as well, even though we technically put him with the squad. Now, these are all a little modded and a little unique, and we'll get into all of that in a second, but I want to start a bit with Hunter first. The only thing that's changed about Hunter in the recent season of the Bad Batch is his main appearance being a little bit more worn looking. He's been running around the galaxy looking for Omega, and he has a blue arm thing. He painted his armor up a little bit, or it got marked up. He uses the same blaster. He uses these clone commando blasters, so I will give that to him. I don't want to switch it up that much. I gave him the Firestar toy ones a couple years back. If you want to mod these on your own, I'd say do so, but they already look great. You can technically put in a thing, but I don't think it looks great. You can also add his knife he comes with in his set that he comes in. He comes in 2 sets, actually. We have the Clone Army Customs version here. Personally, not the biggest fan of this. Again, the face always looks better on the LEGO ones. They know how to nail faces. It looks all right. If you're into this style, then definitely go for it. The backpacks especially are great because LEGO did not make backpacks for the batch. So yeah, I personally am going to stick with the LEGO one for now. Think it looks better. Now, as for our boy Wrecker. Wrecker, again, he kind of didn't really have much happen to him. I'm going to keep him pretty much as is. He has a great Great face print. The Clone Army Customs one, again, this is probably my least favorite Clone Army Customs fig of all time, just because he's hard to do. I get they wanted to capture the scale of him, but it just feels so weird. This is way too oversized relative to the armor. That's just borderline stupid looking. Now, as for my boy Tech, oh, poor Tech. Obviously, he had a bit of a fall last season, and I'm trying to keep this as up-to-date as I can with dead characters, at least from the last season. He's not in this new season. His armor never changed, so if you want to use him, you can. He's dead. He's not coming back to life, I don't think. So LEGO has never made a proper variant of Crosshair. This is him in his I guess, Imperial armor. So you could take off his head, because really that's all you need from it. And then you're really going to have to go out and buy some sort of custom. Now, I bought the Clone Army custom one. I think it looks great. They did the best job with him and Echo, I'd say. And then you could just take off, I got, again, him with the head. I think he looks much better with the official LEGO head. And then you can always get the hair on him. But I don't think he needs hair right now because he's kind of bald. So I think he looks just fine as is. He's in his old armor. So that's nice because not much about him has changed. He even has the old weapon. And then, of course, we have one of the new main squad members, Omega. Again, I already took apart the old version of her, but we do still have her face over here. So you can use the old face. What I'm going to do is we're just going to use this as the placeholder. All you have to do really is, I took Rowan Freemaker, but you need to just find any of her outfits. And she seemed to have a lot of outfits kind of like this, with a jacket, kind of over some clothes underneath. And you could give her a really nice face. Now, you could give her old face, which I think works just fine. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of this hair, which is why I actually brought out the custom Firestar Toys one. She has new armor. Obviously, she no longer has that old Camino armor. She has a new hairdo as well, and she got a little taller, which is why they probably have the midi legs on this one. So another thing you can do is get one of the Chewbacca Bowcasters and add in this yellowish trans clear stud, and it really represents her new little bowcaster well. So she used to have the one where it was more of like a bow and arrow almost. That's what I actually used. It was like a folded version of that. That's what this tile is, a print of. But now this is an actual functional one, and it could actually shoot. It's a little oversized, but it does the job, and I think it's quite funny. Now, she doesn't look great generally when it comes to these guys. I was really hoping they would have given her clone armor of sorts by this season. Guess it's just not in the cards. I think she would have tried to work for that, but they didn't give it to her. I don't know what that's about, but she did get a friend, and I'm going to lose the blaster for a second because she looks a little weird with it. But you can give her new dog, Batcher. You might have seen him in a recent episode. Now, I know he's gray, and he has a weird horn on his head, but we're very limited in the Star Wars dog department, and this is the best I could do that looked the closest to him. This was in the Solo, a Star Wars story sets. I forgot what the species, I think they're Rathnar or Ragnars. I don't even know what they're called, but he's Batcher. And then we have a couple more ensemble characters. All right, the next character we have here is Gonky. He's a goat. He was used in a recent episode to power up a terminal, which they didn't need to drag him all the way to. They could have just landed the ship there and done it. Total side note, completely irrelevant. But yeah, there is Gonky. And then we have one more droid, which all of the writers just seem to have forgotten exists. And it's a Z3. Very simple build. He uses battle droid arms. He uses a kind of those one-in-all connectors. They have a stud on each side. You kind of see how to build it if you want to reverse engineer it. It's very, very simple to build. And then you, again, do have the eyes. You could look there if you are interested, again, in finding all the pieces. You can do so. But I'm assuming most people are just watching this video because they want to see all their Bad Batch characters kind of in one place, which is the goal of this video, really. Also, one more thing you can do with Hunter, and I actually would recommend this, is you take your Hunter minifig, pop his head off, and then give him a little scarf. He does have a bit of a scarf going on this season, so you can do that. It doesn't look the best, but I'm going to leave it on as is because I want some tangible things to be done with these guys. Again, and also, total side note, if the Bad Batch writers are watching this, I love you guys. You make a great show. Please don't put fan-beloved side characters in unless you're going to use them, and don't set them up as they're going to be a member of the squad, and then they never show up. Same thing with AP5 in Star Wars Rebels. That's a complete side rant. Ignore me. Alright, so those are our Bad Batch characters, but there are some other characters over here. These are our hunters. We have Fennec show up in the show, obviously in Season 3 again. Cad Bane looks like he's going to be showing up. We also have Toto 360, who is here. Very epic characters. I did not make a Ventress yet, specifically because I don't think that I can make a good one, because her old face print is really old and it does not look good. So we'll wait to see what happens with her. And again, we don't have a great look at her yet. So again, that should be interesting. The last one was an attempted build. I wanted to build the assassin that kind of killed all Clone Rex's boys. So I gave him Agent Callus's torso with the little ISB agent torso, and then I gave him a clone head. You weren't supposed to see that. But this is the best helmet I could really come up with for him. It's a very precise helmet. I've seen some people make him using like different Ant-Man character helmets, which I think might actually like not be a terrible idea. And by the way, the joke was here that it's Commander Cody. You can see the little scar on his eye, so it's the same print from the actual Commander Cody minifigure that I just popped off his head. And also, since this show did introduce a lot of new clones like Hauser or Mayday, really fan favorites, I wanted to add one more, which was Commander Gray, who technically appeared in a comic, but this is like a new version of him, and that's really cool, and I just love the variety of clones this show has brought into the Star Wars universe. Oh man, I love this show so much, and this shot alone between Wilco and Mayday and Gray and Hauser and Nemec, and we don't even have Fireball and some of the other ones, it's just great. Now I'm going to set up a cool little battle so you can see them all. Alright, so this is the little battle I set up, and this assumes that everyone who hasn't died, I guess, is still alive, so I guess we could throw Tech in here, but I don't know, I'm not going to throw Tech in, because I don't want people to think he's going to live. I just want to feature some cool people that we featured in this video. We have Mayday getting his revenge on that Commodore guy. This guy, I hate him, it's terrible. Mayday getting his revenge, what a goat. And then we have Nemec back there, he's trying to take him out, but then we know the two of them both don't make it out. He was technically affiliated with the Empire, so I was debating on putting him over here with the Empire, but that's a whole different story. Then we have Echo is working with the little Gonk droid over there. I have Rex, he's just gunning it. He's got the front lines. We have Wrecker and Crosshair both taking it up. The front on top, Gregor's back there chilling. And then we have Hauser in the back, one of my favorite looking minifigs. Hauser's just a cool looking guy. I love his color choice, that tealish color, and with the dual pistols. Oh man, I wish they kept his shoulder armor. I don't know why they've decided just not to do that anymore. And also, technically, Echo doesn't even have a cape right now, so I should have probably taken that off. But we also have Hunter over there, he's chilling, and then Omega's up in the ship where she looks the best. And then she's with AZ, because he isn't doing much. But Gonky could do something down here. And then also, Batcher, he's up on the box over there. Now, I know I didn't bring TK Troopers in, so we have the clones here. We have Gray. Maybe they'll bring him back, would be epic. And then we have these three. This guy back here, he's like a little hesitant. He's like, sir, should we be doing this? And then we have some of the bounty hunters that I guess are going to be appearing or have appeared in the season already, as well as the assassin and Hemlock. We have some of the commandos, Scorch, and now the commandos go all the way into the Empire. Then we have, what's her name? Nala Se. Lamasu, I forgot which one this one is. But she's just kind of scared back there with Toto 360, whatever her name is. Omega's sister. She's kind of like trying to stay out of the battle, and this clone doesn't want to be there. And then we have the council. We have Wilco, Cody, and Wolf. These boys, they are like, guys, do we really want to do this? Wilco obviously was like, I'm not going to falsify a report to Rampart, and then he got shot, so he's dead. But Wolf and Cody definitely don't want to go out there and shoot their boy Captain Rex because they're best friends with him. And why would you want to shoot your boy? You know what? I've made an executive decision in the Republic Studs battle lore. Mid-battle, Wolf is like, yo, let's chill, bro. Yeah, I agree. And then Commander Cody also is like, yo, I don't want to be with these Empire fellows anymore. And then the assassin is just a random guy who also isn't a clone, because I personally can't stand seeing clone troopers get shot. It's a little issue of mine. Alright, now all the boys are together, and they're obviously going to win this battle, kill every Imperial, and then go back to Pabu, and they will all chill there. And Captain Rex and Gregor and Wolf are going to be like, yo, I found a great retirement plan on this planet, and everyone else is going to be like, no. What am I saying? I don't know. Actually, let's get a death prediction. So my prediction, Commander Cody show is going to happen. So here's who's going to survive. Rex, Gregor, Cody, and Wolf. They are going to survive and go off and do their own clone show. I think Echo's probably going to join them, so it's going to be these five. They're going to be their own show where they go and like try and find clones or something. And Wolf's going to be like the first clone they go after maybe, so he's not going to like lead the Empire in the show. Prediction. Nemec is dead. Mayday is dead. They don't matter. So now it's just a matter of Wrecker, Crosshair, and Hunter. So and Hauser, I guess. So Hauser, I wouldn't be shocked if Hauser ends up going with that Rex show too. I think that could happen, like a clone show with Commander Cody and everything. Crosshair's gone. He's gone. I hate that, but they've been giving him too much lore this season. The same way, like you kind of saw it on the wall, writing on the wall with Tech, because they like started giving him interactions with Omega and humanizing him. So Crosshair's gone. Hunter. Well, we'll go Omega. Omega, she survives. AZ, I could see him getting killed, which would make sense because the writers just don't like using astromech droids or droids. Wrecker, man, I could see him dying like to save Omega or something. Man, seeing Hunter die, that would be rough, but I could see it. I don't know what would happen with Omega after this. You see the troops, they enter on Pabu, which like ruins any of our hopes that like they would just all retire there. In the trailer, you saw the background of Pabu. So like, I don't know what happens with Omega, to be truthful. I wouldn't be shocked. That would be kind of a depressing ending if Crosshair and Wrecker died, and then Hunter kind of just has to go off and like be dad all alone to Omega. Like that would be really depressing, actually. As for these guys, I don't know. I really don't care what happens to most of them. Cad Bane won't die, and what's her name? Fennec won't die. I wouldn't be shocked if she's gone. She's gone for this world. Maybe there's a bad guy in the new Captain Rex show. I'm telling you, there's gonna be a Captain Rex show or like a Commander Cody. It's gonna. They're not just gonna kill all our clone boys. Watch. Alright, so if you enjoy the Bad Batch, then like this video and stay tuned. I have another video planned. We're going to be doing some stuff with these cool new battle droids. So hit that subscribe button. I will see you all in the next one. Remember to peace out and stay awesome.